Oh la la, there's such a beautiful sunshine in Paris. I don't know about you, but whenever there's sun, whichever mood I'm in, I instantly feel better. As if, like, even if, I'm depressed and not knowing what I'm gonna do with my life and whatever, I'm like, I don't care. Everything is gonna be solved, and it's just a reminder of like everything is figure outable. Anyways, I've had this epiphany today in my morning pages. So the morning pages is the exercise that we've been doing with a bunch of my superpower women for the past 3-4 weeks, following the artist's way of Julia Cameron. And I've started it again in August last year. Et bref, I've had my coaching session on Friday, and my coach was like, if you had 5 other lives, in a multiverse, metaverse, what would you say? And one of them, I said that I would be a videographer. Okay, I've always loved making videos, especially of movement, of people dancing, because I'm a dancer, and just like sharing stories, creating stories. And I've had this beautiful project called Women back in 2021, 2022, and it was so fucking beautiful, and I loved doing it. And anyways, I love creating these little videos. And she was like, all right, for the next 10 days until our next session, I'm gonna force you to just introduce yourself as a videographer. In French, we say vidéaste. And she was like, what I actually really want to be doing is documentaries, and I've done one, a short movie, my first short movie ever in 2025 about Ghana. And she said, from now on, you're gonna introduce yourself as a videographer / documentariste. So you figure your shit out, but I want you to at least, even if you do 2 or 3 portraits, I'm fine. But go out there. And then I really took it to heart, and yesterday I started, don't ask me twice, especially if it's something that I really love doing. I just said, hey, I'm a videographer. So obviously my partner is here, so we did it together. But here I was with my vlog camera that they offered me for my birthday, a couple of years ago, putting it to good use, and also using my new microphones. And here I was in Paris, in the Japanese district, with my fucking camera, not giving a shit about what people could think, and just being in that moment with my partner, asking him questions, and just strolling around, a couple of times almost making that camera fall. And it was such a nice experience, really bliss, And the question there that I asked was, what's a good life to you? We talked about a lot of different things that I'm probably going to share here on that podcast, but I'm trying to bring you back to that experience yesterday. I felt full bliss, full fulfillment, really on the spot, because that was just it. A good life to me is just doing that, just doing whatever it is that I want to be doing without giving a flying fuck about what other people think, and really, really understanding the pure meaning of alignment with oneself. And I know everybody's always, I want to be aligned, I want to feel aligned with my values and blah, 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 blah. But yesterday, after such a long time, I really, really felt it. I was so in the moment with the camera, with the sun on my face. I really felt like I was in a fucking bubble with this man, and we were just talking and having so much fun. And it was just, nothing scripted, nothing pre-rehearsed or anything. It was just there, And then it reminded me of when I quit my job. When was it? 2018, December 2018. And I started my company January 2019. And it was the exact same thing. All I had in mind was, I love dancing, I want to share my passion with people, and I want to teach. I didn't have any other plans. I had nothing, And yesterday, for the first time again in, I don't know, maybe 7-8 years, I felt the same way again. And it was such a pure bliss, such a sort of full circle moment where it was like, all right, 2025 stripped me down from so many different things. And yesterday I was just like, oh putain, mais actually you have a fucking blank canvas, dude. You can do whatever you want. You know, you can just be a beginner again and have fun with that process. And it really just brought me back to focus on the process. And focusing on the process is really where I believe everything comes together. Like everything is magic because you're not really thinking about the past, about who you were before and the skills that you acquired and this legitimacy. You're not thinking about all of this. You're not thinking about, oh, but you know, I have experience and I need to show my experience. Like, and you're not also thinking about the future where how are people gonna take it? Are people gonna listen to it? Are people gonna think that I'm a fool? Who the fuck do I think I am? You know what I mean? But really being in that process and being in the present was just like so beautiful. It was like, wow. I don't know how to qualify it. So maybe this podcast today is just really about that feeling of wow, you know, about really doing the thing and not thinking too much about who you were or what you did in the past or who you're going to be in the future or what people will think, but just really be in that space of everything is possible, you know. And I'm just really hoping that whatever it is that you want to do or whoever person you want to be, you just remain in that sort of, but it's not even in between, like, because we only have the present, you know. And for me the present is really the gift. The gift is the present and the present is the gift. So yeah, I'm really just excited about doing it again. And honestly, I woke up this morning at 5 a.m. and I was like, can we just like fast forward to when the light comes out so I can just do it again? And here I am doing it again on this episode. And you know, one last thing, I know I've concluded, but I didn't really conclude because I don't really conclude in these episodes. There's no conclusion. You know, there's no, oh, I'm taking this with me or get my 3 steps to build the life of your dreams or anything. It's just really like thoughts. That's why I call them walkathon. Because whenever I walk, there's always movement. That's the whole purpose of this podcast. Sabou, everything is always moving, everything is always evolving, so you'll never find any sort of script here, even in the other formats that I have in mind and that I can't wait to share with you. You're never gonna find anything that is pre-rehearsed and whatever. But coming back to that presence sort of thing, whenever I feel like, whenever we're in that presence, wherever we are present with ourselves, with what we feel, our emotions, with what we're doing, I think that this, again, just, you forget about doing it perfect because you're so in the moment, you're so absorbed by what it is that you're saying or what it is that you're doing that there's no more space for, oh, it needs to be perfect or anything. Like, I cannot do 2 things at the same time. So I cannot and talk and share and at the same time think of, oh my God, I need to pick my own words and blah, blah, blah. So everything comes out very, naturally, authentically, organically. And I feel like this is where, again, the magic is because you can really, hopefully, relate to people. And this is also where I feel like we can just dare to be ourselves and share who we really are without any sort of masks. And I'm really, this is like what I'm trying to be accountable for moving forward, not just for this year or this month, but really just moving forward for the rest of my life, you know. Et voilà.